Hello and welcome to the Fulham Fix. A tough couple of weeks in the world of Fulham sees us fall to back-to-back defeats. However, fear not, due to our very strong early start to the season, we currently sit ninth in the table. I'm pleased to say that I'm joined right now by a couple of World Cup-bound Fulham players to talk all things Fulham. It's Dan James and Harry Wilson. Guys, how are we? Are we all right?
All good, thank you.
Yeah, good. Tell us where we are at this very second, because normally we're in the Flag at Craven Cottage. This is a bit different. I've never been in it before. What is this place?
This is the meeting room where we do all our analysis before games and after games.
So this is where you either get a ticking off or praise, full of praise, right?
Yeah, this is where, well, firstly it's where we learn about the team that we're playing, usually either the day before or 2 days before. We come in here and watch the opposition team on the board, and then, like DJ said, post-game we watch the game. See, from Sunday's game there was a few positives, but also a lot of things that we felt we could have done better.
I mean, that's probably the best place to start. But let's start, with the positives. Harry, for yourself, getting out there and playing. I think a lot of fans are absolutely chomping at the bit when they saw your name on the team sheet. How did that feel, getting back out and getting some minutes?
Yeah, it was amazing. Like I said, the last 10 weeks or so has been a frustrating one for myself. I know injuries are a part of the game, but I've been fairly lucky in my career so far to not have had many. So yeah, I found it very frustrating, but I was just doing all I could in the gym and day to day with the physios and the fitness guys to make sure that I was able to get back as quick as possible, and I was able to use the last international break to get back into some sort of training with the boys. And like I said, the Newcastle game came a bit too soon, but I was just thankful I was able to get back out there on Sunday, and now I'm just looking forward to helping the boys on the pitch. Yeah,
well, talk us through a little bit about this, your journey. Obviously, we were promoted. It was the last we kind of saw of you as well. Injury then strikes almost sort of immediately, doesn't it? It's like a pre-season friendly, is that right? And then
that's right. Yeah. So pre-season. I don't think you'll find a professional player that enjoys that. But I felt like I got through all the hard work. We'd had a good 10 days out in Portugal, and I was feeling fit. And then it was literally the last pre-season game we had before the Liverpool game, and it was just one of them. I went into a tackle and I just felt something in my knee. So like I said, the timing of it was a bit of a killer. Like I said, all the hard work had been done, and I was feeling good going into the season.
And I bet watching Fulham play as well, the way we were playing, I mean, you must have been, to not be part of that must have been hard.
Yeah, I hate not playing, and it's even worse when you're injured. But like I said, the way the boys started the season, that made it a bit easier, being a fan and watching some of the stuff they were playing, and starting the season so well against a team like Liverpool, I think really give us the confidence. And then the wins and the performances we've had since, I feel like we've just continued that form. And the last two games have been difficult with the results, but I do feel a few decisions have gone against us as well. So just need to put them behind us and concentrate on the games that we've got coming up.
Agreed, and we are going to get to some of those moments and decisions in just a bit. Let's talk now as well, the pair of you as well. Over the summer, the stretch of games to qualify for the World Cup, 64 years in the waiting. Dan, would you say that's one of the highlights of your career, a moment like that?
Yeah, it's number one, to represent your country is obviously always a proud moment, and to take them to the World Cup after 64 years is obviously one. I think since 2016 is the Euros, and it was just about adding to that, and getting to the World Cup, and that's what we've done. And we're not just there to make up the numbers now. We're there to go out and win games.
Yeah, I mean you must be, as football players, football fans, you obviously sit and watch World Cups that you're not part of. So now to know that you're going to be going to Qatar and I mean, that's got to be a real buzz, right?
Yeah, it's a massive buzz. It's a strange one for a lot of people who've been to World Cups before, because it's the first one in November. That's ever been.
It's a weird one.
So it's a strange one.
Summer, right?
Yeah, well, normally it would be, but for us it's our.
Hot out there though, anyway.
Yeah, it'll be hot. But it's our obviously first one. And it's been November, seems quite normal to us because we've not been involved in one before. But no, it's one we're really looking forward to. We're obviously delighted to have H back here, but for Wales as well, add so much. And as a team, we fought so hard to get there, and as I said, we're not there to make the numbers now. We've got to go out there and believe in ourselves and perform.
And you're your granddad. Do you know about this? The bet that your granddad made. I mean, this is. I only found out about this recently. I'm like, how did I not know about this? This is massive. So your granddad made a bet that you would represent Wales.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so when I was a little boy, my mum and dad used to work, so I spent a lot of my childhood with my nana looking after me, and I think my granddad used to work away a lot, so we'd come home on weekends, and I think I was about 18 months old, and he saw me kicking a ball around my nana's living room, and decided he wanted to put a bet on that one day I'd play for my country, and I think he went into the local shop in Wrexham, and they weren't able to do the bet, so we had to ring up the headquarters in London, and went through a bit of a process, but ended up getting the odds, and he put 50 quid on it, and when I made my debut, he ended up winning 125 grand.
I mean, that is.
It let him retire a couple of years early, and obviously it was a great.
I hope he bought you a pint or something. Did he get you anything like a watch or something?
Was it? I could give my little sister a bit.
But you made your debut at 17. You couldn't have a pint, could you?
Yeah. I was a bit too young. Yeah.
Was it not before? Did you have to be before a certain age?
No, it was. So I could have made it when I. Yeah, it just happened that it just happened to be that I was young.
How much do you think he would have made if he had whacked on representing Wales in the World Cup on that? He could have made an absolute killing, right?
Yeah, he could have. Yeah, I think he was happy with the amount he won. Like I said, he was able to retire a few years early and take my nana on a few holidays as well. So.
Thanks to you. I mean, that's got to feel pretty good.
Thanks to him. He was the one who believed in me. I always give my dad a bit of stick, actually, because he didn't put the same bet on. So, but no, he was the one that's seen it at an early age. So, he deserved it.
I genuinely can't believe I did not know that story until the last few days. And I was like, that is awesome. That's so
To be honest, when I made my debut, it was a sub, and I thought I had to start the game. So after the game, I was out in Belgium, my mum and dad were there, and obviously they were buzzing for me, and then my mum mentioned that Grandad had just won the bet, and at the time I didn't know because I thought I had to start the game, and I think I came on for maybe 5 minutes, but I was just happy that he was able to retire a couple of years early.
I mean, there's got film rights, movie rights happening somewhere there. Do you know what I mean? There's got to be. That's so cool. I wanted to mention as well, Michael Sheen did that talk. It is Michael Sheen. It wasn't, and he did that really epic kind of like full-on, beautiful spot. I remember hearing it on TalkSport first, and then seeing the video. It kind of went viral. Were you both present for that?
For
that kind of
the one where he come in. Yeah. So he come in.
How was that?
Yeah, it was brilliant. Obviously, everyone's seen the one on Question of Sport, and I think a lot of people who aren't Welsh were sending it to me. I think it will get anyone up for a game, but just gives you goosebumps, doesn't it? You could listen to it 4 or 5 times and it still give you goosebumps. But he come in and he did it in front of us, and it's still like. Yeah. I remember after it, trying to sign something, and you just.
Really?
Yeah, it was a little bit shaky, just because I don't know, he just gets you up for just thinking about obviously going. And
but do you think as well, is there a part of you that goes, do you know what, we could have really used this the day before we start, or the day of our first game? Because a part of me is like, he's done it now. Like, you kind of wanted him to join you on the flight over there and just be there for that first couple of games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's different. Some boys love it before a game. Some boys don't. I remember Rhys Ivans did one as well before the Euros. Okay. We had loads of people talking, famous people past and present who did videos and stuff just to say good luck, and that was the night before. I think it's day of a game. I'm not really massively into that because it gets you a bit, the moment gets a bit too big. But leading up to it definitely is obviously good. But
so we need to get in there just the day before.
So you
or just get him on a Zoom.
Fly him out to Qatar just to
exactly.
speak.
Another one of his speeches the day before, then he can disappear, or he can quietly sit and watch
that clip back. Can we?
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. Also, obviously Wales as well, pretty much famously more of a rugby nation. I think that's fair to say. Do you think that this golden era, for Welsh football and the World Cup is gonna sort of really sort of turn the youth and the kids onto football?
Well, I don't think it's. I think it's. Even with that, since 2016 when they qualified for the Euros, went through all the way to semi-finals. That was massive for the country, for the following. I know that the grassroots now is massive and they're putting loads of money into it, but. It is a big country for rugby because they've done so well as well. So I think it's very even in schools now to for football and rugby.
Were you guys ever torn at school? Did you ever think which shape ball am I going to go with? The egg one.
I don't think any of us are big enough to choose the rugby route. Yeah.
Well, hang on. I was trying to. This is my rugby knowledge. I was going to say that the hookers are quite small usually, but they've got to be quite big, haven't they, and strong. But you could have been one of the wing backs.
He'd be a winger, if anything.
Yeah, I played sevens, but not.
I think with his speed,
not.
you can just kick it.
Sevens was alright because I didn't really get tackled, but.
Yeah, you don't want to be tackled. I'm down with that. I get that. Also, Luke Harris as well. He recently had a call up. How's that been? Have you guys, been with him whilst training in Wales? I don't know. Has he made any appearances yet? I'm not sure he fully has, but what's it like been training with him in the Welsh squad?
Yeah, I think he's done really well. I think in the summer, a couple of the coaches asked about him, and he trained with us a couple of times towards the end of last season with the first team here, and I know in the 23s when he's played for him, the end of last year and the beginning of this year, he always seems to be scoring or playing well. And yeah, I think since he's been with us since the start of pre-season this year, you can see his quality in training. And I think training with us now, he's learning the game. And he's still getting his minutes with the 23s, which is important for him. Yeah. So day-to-day training with the first team, and then if he's not playing on the weekend, he's still getting that. He's still keeping that match fitness with the 23s, which is important for him. And yeah, for him to get his first call up in the last international break was obviously great for him, great for his family, but he's still at that age now where he just needs to be patient. Because he's had his first call up, it's clear that if he keeps doing what he's doing, his time's going to come because, there's a quality player.
A lot of buzz around him as well, from other clubs and obviously just absolutely tearing it apart for us in the youth. So, really exciting times for him. Let's touch on yourself, your move to Fulham. Dan, how have you found settling into London life with Fulham?
Yeah, I think it's been brilliant. Obviously come in a time where, first 4, 5 games have been played. So I had to settle in really straight away. Boys were great with me, and I've obviously come to a club where, it suits the way I play, and, the manager, I spoke to him, and, when I spoke to him, it was, never, I never wanted to turn back on that decision.
Do you remember the sort of things he said to you? Was it just kind of giving you the vision of the project here at Fulham?
Yeah, I think obviously he gave me the vision, and when I first come in, he sat down with me. We just spoke through things of, what he wants out of me as a player. I think everything's been really good since I've come in.
And did it help knowing Harry?
Yeah, I think it always helps knowing people. Obviously, H and Andreas. So it's always good knowing people, but even the ones that I've only known for 2 months now. I feel like I've known them ages, so it's been brilliant.
Yeah. And did you travel by chopper this time, or was it car? You went by car, did you? Yeah. Talk us through the chopper thing, because there might be a few people that maybe don't know, but it did involve Fulham. You were choppered after your other half had given birth, is that right?
Yeah, so she had a C-section in the morning. We obviously due to play at 7 o'clock at night, 7:30, something like that. Yeah. So what I did is, obviously the boys had gone down the day before. She had the baby. I stayed with her maybe like an hour, and then I got picked up by a car, taken to the helicopter. Yeah, and we got a helicopter. So I obviously went in the helicopter. I think it was discussed again, landed on Craven Cottage on the pitch, but didn't really want to do that. Turn up on the pitch.
Okay, I think sadly we're going to have to touch on the last couple of matches. We'll start with West Ham, and I think it's fair to say that a lot of decisions didn't go our way. Does that make it easier or harder? I think when you lose like that, but you lose knowing, okay, well, look, it was a dubious penalty. There were definitely some handballs and VAR. Just, I don't know, whatever, they must have had it switched off that day. But does that make it easier sometimes, where you go, well, look, what can we do?
For me, it makes it harder because I feel like if you lose a game where the other team's just better than you, I feel like you can kind of hold your hands up and be like, they were better on the day. Where I feel like if you do lose a game, whether it's a decision or maybe a couple of decisions, then you do feel more hard done by, and then especially after the game when you're watching the experts pit the bones out of it and they're agreeing with what you feel. It's tough to take, but I feel like the start of the game I thought we were really good. Obviously we scored the goal. I thought we were controlling the game. You could feel the atmosphere in the stadium. I felt we quietened the crowd well, because I feel like if they play well at home, the crowd gets behind them and gives their team a big lift. So I feel like we started well, and obviously the first penalty got given, and I felt it shook us a bit. And yeah, I think we got through to half time, and then like I said, a couple of decisions in the second half went against us. But I feel like as a team we could maybe react a bit better to these decisions. But I think after the game, I think the feeling was ultimately disappointment, but also a bit hard done by as well.
Anything broken in the dressing room after that game? I can imagine the frustration.
Yeah, obviously frustration because none of us like losing games. And obviously the ultimate feeling was disappointment after that and frustration. But I think we're the first to admit that. We could have played better, especially second half. Maybe we could have kept the ball more and played a bit more like we did in the first 20 minutes. But like I said, we can't be. We've analysed that now. We can't be looking back. We've got to look forward, and we've got 2 important home games where we can get good points from and make sure we keep that healthy position we got in the table.
Yeah, so it really is a case you're going to have to sort of just literally put the game behind and also almost getting your first goal as well, hitting the bar. Is that frustrating for you, but also just a little bit closer to getting that first Fulham goal?
Yeah, I think obviously 1-0 up at the time would have put us 2-0 up, so it would have been in a great position if it went in. But yeah, unfortunately it didn't. It's
one of those things. But you get, it must be okay. You're getting closer now. You're looking likely you're going to score.
Yeah, hopefully the next one goes in.
Yeah, without a doubt. As well, I know we touched upon it earlier though, but coming back on and getting those minutes under your belt, I mean, how is that feeling for you now? Do you think you're ready to tackle a full 90?
Yeah, I think the first time on the pitch is always a great feeling because that's what you've worked towards since the injury happened, and just to get my first minutes on the pitch was great. And I've had another good week of training under my belt this week, so if I'm needed and if the manager decides to play me from the off on Saturday, I feel I'm ready. Feel I'm in a good place physically, and my knee's feeling a lot better. So if needed, I feel that I can definitely start the game.
Bournemouth as well. What sort of challenge do you think they face? Obviously, there's in the last sort of 12 months or so. Obviously, what with the Championship campaign, where it was always kind of a bit of a battle between Bournemouth and Fulham. It feels like this could be quite a feisty game. Obviously, they started the season a bit slow. An absolute thrashing from Liverpool, but they seem to have picked up some points now and got their season up and running. Do you expect it to be quite a feisty game? Yeah,
I think so. Like you said, they've recovered really well from a couple of heavy defeats that they had earlier on in the year, and now I think is it 5 or 6 unbeaten for them. So the way they're playing at the minute, they're a difficult team to beat. I think they had a great couple of wins at home recently. So we know it's not going to be an easy game. They're in a great position in the table, and they've got some fantastic players, and their caretaker manager at the minute seems to have got them set up in a way where they're a difficult team to play against. So, but obviously we're at home, and we're confident every time we go out on the pitch at home, no matter who it's against, that we can get the 3 points. So that's what we'll be aiming to do.
Dan, would you like to add anything to that? Pretty spot on.
What H said, every team in the Premier League is difficult to play against. Everyone has different styles of play, but Shed didn't have the best of starts, but they've definitely been good in recent weeks since the caretaker manager's come in, especially. So no, it'd be a tough game. It's one that we're looking forward to and be ready for.
Best of luck with those. It's a massive game. Let's move to some fan questions now. We obviously let the Fulham faithful know we had you guys on the Fulham Fix. Tons of questions. We've whittled down the best, so let's see how we get on. Most of these are for the pair of you, actually. So we'll start off with this one. This is from Can Stutley. Who makes the better Welsh cakes? Either of you two make Welsh cakes should be the first question here. But who makes the better? Have either of you made Welsh cakes?
I'll hold my hands up. I've never made a Welsh cake.
I've never made a Welsh cake.
Have you both eaten Welsh
cakes? I enjoy eating a Welsh cake.
I'm fair about raisins.
Do you?
Yeah. I think when we go away, or she used to, Ben Davis's, was it his nana used to make them?
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Ben Davis, his nana used to make them and he used to bring them onto camp, and the boys used to love them after dinner. It was a nice little dessert for us to have.
With or without raisins? Did the nana
white chocolate and cranberry are nice.
From Full Haag FC, Harry, what is your favourite moment in a Fulham shirt? And Dan, what is your favourite thing about Fulham so far? We'll start with you, Harry. So what is your favourite moment in a Fulham shirt?
I think sealing the promotion last year, because that was our aim at the start of the season. I think before we'd kicked the ball, our aim was to get out of the Championship and to get back in the Premier League. Hopefully we're going to do that automatic and as champions. If not, we're going to do it via the playoffs. So yeah, to do it with a few games to spare and to go up as champions, that was definitely my the highlight so far.
And Dan, your favourite thing about Fulham so far?
Favourite thing?
That's putting you right on the spot there, isn't it?
Yeah, I've not been here long.
Yeah. So many lovely things.
Not favourite moment, just favourite thing.
What, you have favourite moment? Do you have a favourite moment?
Just go back to when we won at Forest. It was a great win. So I would say that.
Okay, I'll take that. That's brilliant. It also says greetings from Argentina. At FFCNFTKT, so it rolls off the tongue, that Twitter handle. Is there anyone faster than you, Dan?
Is there anyone?
Yeah. I mean, I think at Fulham is what he means. Let's whittle that down because maybe in the world, but at Fulham, is there anyone faster than you? What do you reckon? Oh. You are insanely quick.
I don't think, no, but a few might say otherwise.
Is that, who do you think would be?
Jedi, I would say, Anthony.
Yeah, Jed's quick, but I don't think there's anyone faster than this guy.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, not that I've seen.
I think he would say he would beat me.
Really? All right.
Yeah, I think.
Harry, if you're going to put your money on the table, some of your granddad's winnings on the table for one of the players, if everyone were to race 100 metres, who are you putting your money on?
I wouldn't bet against him. Jedi is very quick. But I'm yet to see anybody beat this guy in a race.
Okay, from Jamie CF04 said, who has the most powerful shot in the team? That's for either of you. Any of you experienced?
I think he's got a powerful shot.
Who's that?
Vinicius.
Yeah, Vinny has got a good strike.
Mitrović obviously got. I don't know actually.
Yeah, I think there's a few that got good strike. I think João's shown already. I think he scored one in pre-season, and obviously the Forest one was more of a place one, but still the power he got with the inside of his foot.
Yeah. He seems a very tough player. Very tough player.
Very tough, very strong. Covers like the ground well. Yeah. There's a few with a decent strike. I think AP's got a great strike on him. You've seen that with his left foot against West Ham. Yeah. But no, there's a couple in the team which have a very, very good strike.
So from Raf Morgan FFC, we'll do this to the pair of you. What is your favourite goal you have ever scored? That's a thinker.
One for me is probably, you see the debut for United, or it's a hard one, or one for Wales, on my debut against Slovakia.
That's got to be a particular buzz.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Your country.
It's hard to tell between them, but
one of those.
Yeah, one of them.
All right. If you had to pick one, go on and put you on the spot.
Probably that one, because I had all my family there watching. So
I'd
say that one. The Wales one.
Okay. Harry?
I'd probably say when I was at Derby, I scored a free kick at Old Trafford, and I feel like at the time I was a Liverpool player, and to score at Old Trafford as a Liverpool fan was obviously special, and playing for Derby against Man United and we ended up winning the game. I think, obviously that was a huge night for the club and for myself, and to score that free kick in that game, I think that's my best one. Yeah.
Oh, this is quite interesting. So at JMill86, have either of you watched This Is Wrexham, and if so, what are your thoughts, Dan?
H has, and I haven't watched it yet, but I will because he's told me to.
Yeah, I have watched it.
How cool is that to watch?
I think it's really good. Yeah, I feel. Yeah, what Rob and Ryan have done, obviously being my local team, I just feel like the lift they've given everyone in the town, not just the football club. I feel like the whole town needed a lift, and the feel-good factor they've put into the club so far, and the stuff they've done, like buying the stadium back to the club and things like this, it shows that they're really invested in the club, and the money they've put in so far to get the players that hopefully will get them out of the conference after 15 odd years. So there's a couple teams in that league, and obviously with only one going up, it's difficult to get that top spot. But I'm hoping that this year's the year that they finally do it, and if they do, I hope they can stay in the Football League for the fans as well, because the last few years have been difficult. So I feel like the fans deserve some good times.
You're in the World Cup final in Qatar. This is from Carrie Spriv. Last minute chance on the outside of the box. Do you shoot or pass, Dan? Last minute chance.
Were we passing to forward, or are we backward, or now we're shooting?
Shooting.
Yeah, we're shooting. Yeah. You've got to be selfish.
You both got good shots on you.
Yeah, I think you got to back yourself.
If it's passing to H, I'll just shoot, But
unless someone's in a better position, isn't it? But I feel like, if it's last minute, you're on the edge of the box, chance to win it. I feel like you got to back yourself.
So hang on, there's a few more questions, but I think it would be rubbish not to at least mention this because it's so cool. Your Corwin FC limited edition shirt. How do you feel about that, mate?
Yeah, it's so I got a text off my dad and my uncle a couple of weeks ago asking if I could just put like my signature on a blank piece of paper. So I thought that's a bit of a weird request, and none of them would tell me what it was for. So I'd done it, sent it over, and then a couple of days later the shirt came through. So my uncle's a big part to play in the the local team, and he helped with like the youth, and now he does a lot with the senior team. And he thought it'd be a good idea to have a shirt with that portrays me on the back and then my signature and stuff. And the final outcome was great. So hopefully that brings the town a bit of luck when they're playing in it.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. That's so cool, and I think that's the perfect thing to end on right now, guys. Listen, absolute pleasure to chat to you both. Pleasure to meet you officially, mate. Best of luck for the next couple of games, especially, but obviously for the rest of the season. It's been obviously last two results haven't been what we wanted, but beyond that, it's been an absolute delight to watch Fulham play so far this season. So best of luck, guys, and hopefully catch up again at some point.